Welcome to this Freaky Friday edition of Liquid Lunch on NEWSMAX TV. I'm John TABACCO. We're coming to you today as we do every day, live, noon to 2 Eastern, from the Question Tequila Studios. We're at the Liquid Lunch NEWSMAX Outpost in downtown Manhattan. Yes, we are still on Broadway. It is a beautiful day today here in New York, and just down the street at the New York Stock Exchange, it's just as beautiful morning, with the Dow up over 200 points as we speak. The Dow is in some nice territory here. Yesterday, there were mostly positive gains, but 3M had some bad news, which dragged down the whole Dow Jones Industrial Average. The whole index was basically affected by one stock, 3M. But good news is happening out there, and Bitcoin is on fire today. I mentioned to you last week that I had hopped back in at 7,900. We were down about 400 points there. We were at 7,500. But something's happening good because Bitcoin, as we speak, is at 8,200, up 740 points today. So lots of good things happening for Bitcoin. We'll keep our eye on that. And next week will be the first full week of trading in just about a month, because for the last 3 weeks there have been observances of Jewish holidays across New York and across the world, and this tends to have some effects on the capital markets because people are holidaying, people are traveling, and the markets trade a little thinner. Next week, I expect to see some real good things happening, both with the Dow and I think with Bitcoin also, because I had mentioned just a couple of weeks ago with the whole NBA story that this obscure GM from the Houston Rockets supported Hong Kong, retweeted to support Hong Kong. LeBron James came out and said that it was irresponsible because LeBron was worried about his pocketbook because he sells a lot of Nike goods and a lot of King wear over there in China. But on the Bitcoin front, the people in Hong Kong are starting to realize more and more now that China is getting a little disgusted with this whole experiment. And I think you're going to see more and more people trying to get into Bitcoin, especially in China and Hong Kong and Asia. And by getting into Bitcoin, that's one way they can get it out of that totalitarian regime that they live under. So Bitcoin may be in for a big run here. I'm keeping my eye on it. As I told you, I'm investing in it. Don't listen to me. Don't do what I do. Do what's good for you. Educate yourself. Make yourself aware. Make sure it's suitable for you. And if you go into it with the thought that you're prepared to lose every single penny, you set your expectations low and you should be in for a good ride, but we shall see. It is a rough ride right now for our president, who continues to come under siege from these crazy Democrats who have nothing left. They're trying to throw another Hail Mary any way they can to overturn the election of 2016 and remove Donald Trump, because they know his economy is a freight train. And Lindsey Graham continues to be one of the president's biggest supporters, and he came out like he has been. He's quite outspoken about it, and Lindsay said it like it is. This whole thing is illegitimate. Take a look.
All I'm asking is give Donald Trump the same rights as Richard Nixon and Bill Clinton had when it comes to impeachment, and I'm insisting that Donald Trump be given the same rights every American has if you're given a parking ticket. To confront the witnesses against you can't be based on hearsay, and here's the point of the resolution. Any impeachment vote based on this process, to me, is illegitimate, is unconstitutional, and should be dismissed in the Senate without a trial.
Okay. I mean, that's Lindsey Graham right there. Sound like a pretty reasoned thing. He wasn't screaming and yelling, waving his hands. He said, this is illegitimate. You can't have a trial in an underground bunker where no one can see what's happening. And as my old friend Harvey Pitt used to say, sunlight is the best disinfectant. So maybe if the Democrats think there's a real impeachment here, they should bring it out into the sunlight and let us taxpayers, who are paying for all this garbage, maybe they should let us see what's happening. I think we deserve it. But the left, so intolerant are they? This is what Susan Rice said in response to Lindsey Graham.
You have to understand Benghazi to understand Trump.
Right, because Lindsey Graham isn't just a piece of now.
He's been a piece of
Lindsey Graham.
I said it. I said it.
Yeah,
Damn it. Finally.
Yeah.
He's a piece of
He's lying, and raising money off of the death of 4 Americans.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my little speech.
I don't know. They're cursing now. For some reason, Lindsey Graham's a piece of... Why? Why is he that? Because he believes in his president? I don't understand. And why do we have to go to the lowest common denominator of personal attacks against people? It's a little crazy. And Lindsey Graham, again, I want to go back to Lindsey again because he's hitting back as hard as he can. Here's what he said about the fake news.
If the Senate had tried to interfere with the House impeachment process back in the 90s under Clinton, how would you have reacted?
I think if we were doing this, you'd be beating the shit out of us. I think if a Republican were doing to a Democrat what we're doing, you would be all over me. And I think it says a lot about people in your business, with all due respect.
I mean, he's right on the money. I mean, they would be beating the snot out of the Republicans. And, you know, the left has a secret weapon that the right doesn't have, except right here at Liquid Lunch. They have the media in their pocket. So as much as the left does to hide these proceedings, to keep leaking out little snippets of sentences so it sounds like they're on to something and they're holding it in an underground skiff. Lindsey Graham says something supporting his president. Susan Rice says it's a piece of turd. He comes out and says that the media would be killing the Republicans, which is right on the money. And here's what Maxine Waters has to say about you, and anybody who supports Trump.
It's a bunch of scumbags.
Did she say that? She said that, right? Can we play that again? Is that?
This is a bunch of scumbags.
So you have two African-American women who have been in significant senior leadership roles in the Democratic side of things, and now they've devolved into personal attacks and profanity because they're just so frustrated with all the great things our president is doing, and they don't know what to do about it. And yesterday, also, some of these polls that had like 55, 54% for impeachment, lo and behold, they're back to like 49, under half, under 50-50. This is all a smokescreen. This is all just a big smokescreen for Nancy Pelosi. She's coddling the left, the squad, and everyone else. And really, they know. Just like Chris Ruddy wrote in his piece earlier this week on NEWSMAX.com, this is a Hail Mary by the left. And Alan Lichtman, professor, left-leaning professor, said quite clearly that the only way the Democrats can possibly win the 2020 election is by impeaching Trump. So it's an all-out assault to try to get him out of office, to try to basically undo an election where the American people voted and Donald Trump became our president. His economic policies are killing it. The Dow up 200 today and just about to pop through that 27,000 number, which is a key indicator. I mentioned earlier this week that a close on the Dow above 27,000 on a Friday is real good news for everyone. People will take that in, digest it over the weekend. The Sunday papers, Barron's will come out, Investor's Business Daily. And next week you could see money managers and retail investors alike stepping back into the market in a big way, because I think 30,000 is on the horizon. And at 30,000, the Democrats just have absolutely no shot at all. We saw some fundraising numbers earlier in the week. Bill Cortez was here. We were talking about how Joe Biden was, out fundraised by almost everybody in the whole pack. Buttigieg, Bernie, Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas. All these people outraised the leading contender. And now Joe's eyes aren't bleeding anymore. Okay? Joe's teeth aren't falling out this week, to the best I can see. He is starting to remember what state he's in again, which is big news. And Bernie's got a new breath. He almost had a heart attack 2 weeks ago. He had to sit down. He was holding his chest. It looks like Bernie and Biden, and now of course Bernie got the support of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and with Bernie and Biden looking to square off again, we got some secret footage. You're not going to believe this. but there was a behind-the-scenes meeting set up between Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. They wanted to set the ground rules, say, going forward, let's not kill each other too bad, because whoever wins, we got to support the other guy. And I guess it started out, they were going to have a little conversation and set the ground rules. We had someone there. All hell broke loose. Here's what happened when Bernie and Biden met just recently. Exclusive Liquid Lunch footage. Bernie would have left. Oh, Biden goes back. He's on his back. He gets back up. Oh, boy, I know where I am now. Oh, they swing, and Biden's down again. Here comes James Clapper. He's going to referee this thing. Bernie on the left. Oh, and Bernie goes down. Joe comes in with a kick, a drop kick. He's hitting him while he's down. James Clapper's trying to break it up. He throws Biden down. Now Clapper's down. Everybody's down. The three stooges, they all work to get to their feet. Biden is quite aggravated. He circles Bernie. Oh, but Bernie hits him with a straight left. Another straight left. He's got no defense. He throws him down. He gives him a kick in the kidney. He throws him back down. Clapper's just sitting there like, oh, man, I'm about to get indicted. And I don't know. You know, at Liquid Lunch, we have all these secret cameras out there. We have people out in the streets. They send us stuff that you can't believe the things we get our hands on. Some of it can't go on television, but that's what happened just a few days ago behind the scenes when they got together to try to have a talk and set the ground rules. It wound up in a septuagenarian smackdown with two senior citizens drunkenly beating the heck out of each other. And that's basically what they're doing in the whole race here. And Donald Trump is just cruising along. Yep, the lowest unemployment in 60 years, lowest African-American unemployment in history since they kept records, 3% growth. There's some news today out of the Federal Reserve, out of the Treasury, that median household incomes are up tremendously. So great things are happening, and many great things are going to happen today on Liquid Lunch. We got a blockbuster of a show. We have Daniel Christman is going to be in here right after this with Walter Bragman, and they are going to mix it up. I've been waiting to see these two go head to head. You stay right there. Liquid Lunch back at you right after this.